welcome back. Hopefully you have caught up and done these three kinds of leaves on both sides. We're going to look now at this leaf. It's this one right here. It's number 171 and 112, which are these two, which we've already used those two colors. We want them to look different. So after we've colored them with this, we're going to go over them with the yellow 109. Okay, and then that's going to change the entire color just a bit to where they really look different than the others that we use those colors on. So let's get on to these, and we are doing this one. Okay, again the lighter color at the end, and you don't have to go full coverage this time because we want to leave just a little bit of tooth for that yellow to pick up. Okay, so doing this, they're just two. All right, so there's just two here, and yeah, there's just two on the other side. 1, 2. Now I'm going to do the other green. All right, so I'm going to come up here, make sure I'm still on the camera for you. Little circles so I can blend this in right. Okay. And then same thing here. Let's get this blended. Darker around here because this leaf is on top. Darker around here because this leaf is on top. All right, then remember I said we're going to come back with the yellow. Now you see how that color is? Watch how it yellows it up like this one. Coming over the top, and it changes the entire look of the leaf. Look how this is the lighter green. Watch how it's going to yellow it up into a yellow green. So if you have, say, just 4 greens, in fact, I've only used 5 greens total today on this. But if you had just 4 greens, you could swap them back and forth. You could start layering with different ones on top like this. Just experiment. If you have 2 colors, you really have 3, because you could use this and then this over this. You could use this by itself and go lighter or darker. This by itself go lighter or darker. So see how you can change things up? So you really have more than you think you do. You just have to get a little creative. Now we're going to go to this leaf, the one with the lines coming. Now is that, hang on a sec, I might have missed that from before. No, that's this one. So we're good. Okay, so on this one, I'm using these two, which are 168 and 267, and then I'm going to be all over with the 107. All right, so we're going to do that. So the lighter color out here on the end. And see, that doesn't quite look like that. But once we go over it with the yellow, then it's going to pull it in. The other one is all the way up here at the top. Let's do the front end of it, or the tip that's furthest away from the stem. Little circles. And see, I'm not being quite as neat because I know I'm going to come over the whole thing with yellow. And that's going to help to blend all these colors together. Okay, a little bit more. And it's personal choice as to how far down you come on a leaf. I like to come down far enough that it leaves me a little bit of blending room, that as I come up to blend, that I'm not going all the way to the other end blending, that it's a gradual thing. Okay, then back down here, we want to finish this one off. So same thing, up under the edge of the ornament, it's going to be a little darker. Get lighter as it comes down. Then I'm going to come in with the yellow, and here's where the whole thing's going to lighten up some. Okay, same thing up here. Go over it with yellow. Gives us a total different look. It's subtle, but it's there. And it allows us to reuse some of the greens that we've already used in the picture without them looking exactly the same. And then I've got that outside edge to do, and I'm going to use 168 on it, which is my more mossier color green. So I'm just going to come all the way around with this. And again, I'm coloring in the direction that the lines are. And I stayed in those directions the whole time. I didn't go back and forth this way and then this way. All right. So stay going the same direction if you can't get your circles in there. You know what we did not do? We did not do the outside of those a while ago. So I'm going to go back and pick those up. You probably noticed that when you paused and were doing yours. And I just didn't notice till just now. So I will go back to my key and look. It's this one. And it says I did number 267 and 107 for the outside. 267 and 107. 107. And this is 267. Okay. So it says I used these. So I think what I probably did, looking at this, I don't see any just yellow. Oh, I know what I did. So you're going to take this and color the whole thing, getting lighter as you get up here to the front. See how much lighter that is? And I'm going to get heavier as I come back here. Then I'm going to come over the top of the front. Okay? And that's making that yellow up some. I don't have to go all the way back. And then, is that the only other one is back here? Yeah. So let's do this one too. A little darker in the back. Okay, we're down in the basement. We turned off the light. We're slowly walking up. So it's getting lighter and lighter as we come up the stairs. Okay, I need to go back to using little stories like that to help y'all understand where my thinking is. Although it might not be fun to be in my head and where I'm thinking. It's a little scary sometimes. Okay, and then just yellow up just the front part of that. Okay, so that takes care of that. So our leaves should all be finished now. Go ahead and pause it this time and come back in just a little bit when you're finished, okay? Okay, go ahead. Okay, so you're back. Now we're using 3 different reds. All right, we're going to do 108, which is, well, maybe not. Okay, I see what I did. It looks like 08, it's not. The 3 berries, see I did 3 little berries. They are number 121 and 219. And then the single dots are 225, which is this. So let's knock out all the little dots real quick. Okay, anything that's just a dot. And that does not look like that. So maybe I just did the little bitty dots. I don't know. Oh, you know what I did? Okay, pause. I've got to go get an eraser. I remember now. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Well, like we said, it's real life. You get to see what I'm doing. And that includes when I mess up. That is not what I meant by little dots. The little dots, and we are going to put them in first, are all these little dots in the berries. Okay? So go through and find just the little dots that are in the berries. You're doing that with your darkest red. It's really like a burgundy. Pardon me. Okay, so get all those filled in. And they're just the dark little dots all over. Okay, so we did those. Then it's 121 and 129. Now what I did here was, I believe, okay, that's 121, and then this is 129. So 129 is a little darker. So the 121 is the lighter color. I am going to use it on the top area of every one of these. So just leave a little area in the bottom. And do all the top areas in your lighter shade. Okay. And on this one, I'm using the bottom one. Why? Because that berry is over this one, so that has to be the dark area. So there are always going to be exceptions. You're going to have to watch for them. Look at this. This is underneath this. This is underneath this. So the light part is going to be here. Same thing here. Yeah, rules just got broken. Same thing here. If it's under something, it's going to be the darker shade. I'm not even going to do that one. Now this one, we're back to it being on top. So watch for when they're tucked underneath things, because the tucked under part is going to be darker. So if that tuck under happens to be on the top, then your light's going to be on the bottom. See, on this one, the light's going to be down the left side. It's going to be around here at the bottom and barely there at all. Now on this one, we can go around this way. We can go around this way. This one, it's going to be on the bottom. Now we're going to come through with the darker of the two. And we're going to sink in that shadow color and the little dots that are around the outside of the berries. They're just kind of hanging out. I use the dark color for those also. Okay. Now, if you need to come back with your lighter red to blend these, then go ahead. That is something that a lot of times we'll have to come back and blend with those because they are so small that it's not always easy to blend. Some of you may find it's easier to blend in the smaller areas because not as much of it shows. So you just decide. Okay? I kind of blend as I go, but you know, if you need to do some blending, then you bring that other color back in. And I am going to go ahead and do that lighter right there. I'm going to do some blending in here. And this is all going to be darker here because it's tucked up underneath. Okay. Just tucking in that color. Okay, and doing the little dots. Don't forget your little dots as you go. And you can pause this anytime you want to and go over and do everything that's on that side just to mirror what we've done on this side. Okay, it's going to be the exact same process. I have a couple of more tutorial follow-alongs that I will hope to get to this week. My life should be easier this week than it was last week. Not near as much going on. So, I had my painting ladies over this morning and had class. There's that one we messed up on to start with. Okay, I messed up on, you didn't, sorry. So, alright, so there we go. So now there's the reds, and I'm looking, and I pulled to the other red, and I'm just blending some of these because they don't look as nice as they could. So anytime you need to go back and blend, grab the lightest of the two colors and blend with that lighter color. It'll just look so much nicer. And your darker color is still there. Now in the berries, they're not going to look as three-dimensional or as two-toned as our leaves do. They're just not. And that is partly to do with the fact that they are so small. It is a little bit of work to get your two colors in there. All right, but I know you can do it. Okay, so now we're caught up. The next thing we're going to be doing is looking at these ornaments. So I am going to stop here, let you finish everything up, and when we come back, we'll talk about the ornaments and the pencils. If you have any metallic pencils, it's going to be a good time to drag those out. Metallics look really nicely done on ornaments, and I think that would be some fun. If you'd like to do markers, that would be nice too. I'm probably going to stick with metallics and colored pencils just because that's what I do. But that doesn't mean that's what you have to do. All right? Okay, so again, if you've not gotten the coloring sheet, it is a freebie at coloringfaith.com/free-coloring-pages/. All right? It's put out by Christian Creative Community. All right? Okay, so there's also a place that you can go to on coloringfaith.com/share. When we're finished, you can upload your picture and share with them what you've done. All right, so I'm going to pause. No, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to upload. And I'm going to go some more colors, and you're going to make sure that you're caught up, and then we'll come back and start part 3. Okay, bye.